Okay, 31 and 32 are very similar to each other. They look exactly like your pink quiz. So what we're going to do is go through 31 and then 32 and see how different they are. So possible rational zeros is P over Q, where P is just the numbers that multiply to this last number, so 60. So I know it's positive 1 times 60, positive 2 times 30, positive and negative 3, positive and negative 20. So 3 times 20. What else is there? 4 times 15. 5 times 12. 6 times 10. And I believe that's it. Okay, that's all for P over Q. Okay, Q is a leading coefficient. Here it's that imaginary one, so plus or minus 1. Okay, so it's all these possible numbers I could use to guess for my zeros. Okay, if I want to find the factored form, we're going to go ahead and break out a calculator here. I'm going to go to y equals, type in my function, okay, just double check to make sure I did this correctly. And a graph. Mine is zoomed out, so at some point I'm going to zoom back in. So I'm hit zoom 6 once it stops turning. Zoom standard to zoom 6. Alright, here I should have 4 answers, 4 zeros, because my highest exponent is 4. On my graph, I see 4 x-intercepts. Okay, so I could actually just look at the graph and get my answers, but we have to show work. Okay, so all zeros, I can at least set this up. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 blanks there. Okay, so the first x-intercept that I see is, let's use this one off to the right, 3. So these 3 out here. You need to go ahead and fill in the top line. So I have 1, 7, negative 1, negative 67, negative 60. I'm only going to write down 3 here if I get that 0 at the end. Okay, so let's run through synthetic division. Get 29. Let's see, 29 times 3 gives me 87. 87. It's positive 20, positive 60. Oh, there's my 0. Okay, so I'm going to put 3 here. And they also asked for a factored form. I'm going to put that factored form down here. Since I use positive 3, my factor is x minus 3. Remember, you switch your sign there. Alright. This still looks pretty awful to work with, so I'm going to go back to my graph and pull another x-intercept. So the next one I see, let's use this negative 1 right here. So I'm going to use negative 1 on the outside. Okay, we don't have to worry about the 0 anymore. 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. This is 20, negative 20. There's my 0. Okay, so I'm going to put negative 1 here. At this point, you have 2 options. You could use this whole line to factor. This would be x squared x squared plus 9x plus 20. Let me put the factor of x plus 1 down here because I used negative 1, x plus 1. Or I could choose another one of these x-intercepts. If I choose another x-intercept, let's use negative 4. Yeah, 1, negative 4, 5, negative 20, 0. Okay, negative 4 ended with a 0, so I can put x equals negative 4. Here I'll put x plus 4. And then I'm down to two numbers here. So remember, this is remainder, constant x. So this is x plus 5. If I set that equal to 0, I get negative 5. If I look at my calculator here, okay, I have an x-intercept at negative 5. So I've checked my work using my calculator. So my factored form is this binomial, and then all my zeros would be this right there. Okay, so number 32, let's go ahead and take a look at that one. Possible rational zeros. This is P over Q again. So numbers that multiply to 49 plus or minus 1 times plus or minus 49 plus or minus 7 times plus or minus 7. So that's all I have for the top. On the bottom, it's Q. Q represents the numbers that multiply to the leading coefficient. So in this case, it's that imaginary one. So I have plus or minus 1. Okay, not as much as number 31. So we're going to go ahead and go to y equals. We're going to plug this into our calculator. We'll graph and see if there's any x-intercepts we can use. Okay, and that's it. So notice, I should have 3 answers. So I'm going to set up my answer here. 1, 2, 3. Remember, the number of answers match your highest exponent. Right now I only see one real x-intercept, one real zero. So that means these two have to be imaginary. Let's go ahead and run through synthetic division with positive 1. So positive 1 on the outside. I got 1, negative 1, positive 49, negative 49. So multiply. 0, 0, 49. 49 times 1 is 49. I get this 0 at the end. Okay, so my factored form. Since I use positive 1, my factor is going to be x minus 1. Okay, and I don't have any other x-intercepts to use, so this is going to be my other factor. Okay, remainder, constant, x is x squared. So I have 1x squared, no x's, so I don't have to write any x's down, plus 49. There's my factored form. Okay, and you're probably wondering, well, what are my zeros? So I used 1, and I got that 0. How am I going to get the other 2? And we said it's going to be imaginary. So let's go ahead and use this x squared plus 49. If I set that equal to 0, I'll subtract 49 on each side. Square root, square root. Okay, it's a negative on the inside, so I know I need to blow out an I. Square root of 49 would be plus or minus 7. So x equals plus or minus 7i. That's where I'm getting my other 2 answers. I'm getting positive 7i. Okay, I'm also getting negative 7i. So those are my zeros. Positive 1, positive 7i, negative 7i.